We appreciate the Secretary General for his compelling statement this morning, setting the stage for this debate. Let me also thank ASG Kani Vinyaraja and Mr. Mahmood Ali Yusuf, Chairperson, African Union Commission, for their insightful briefings. The theme before us today captures a fundamental truth. Poverty, development, and peace are inextricably linked. The eradication of poverty remains one of the biggest global challenges and a prerequisite for sustainable development. Without development, peace cannot endure. And without peace, development cannot take root. And we must not forget the crucial third pillar, human rights. As former UN Secretary General Kofi Annan aptly said, we will not enjoy development without security. We will not enjoy security without development, and neither without respect for human rights. Mr. President, poverty, exclusion, inequality, and the denial of fundamental rights are not just development concerns. They are among the deep-rooted structural causes of conflict. Without addressing these underlying drivers, peace efforts will remain incomplete, fragile, and short-lived. The world today is witnessing growing insecurity, deepening inequalities, and reversals in achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. The burden of these challenges falls disproportionately on the Global South. Rising debt, climate stress, hunger, and deprivation continue to fuel instability in many parts of the world. The Security Council has long acknowledged the peace-development nexus. It must continue to ensure that this understanding is integrated more fully into its work, and we need to operationalize this principle in practice. I would like to offer 4 points in this regard. First, the Council must address structural injustices that perpetuate conflict, including unresolved and long-running situations of foreign occupation, systemic discrimination, and the denial of right to self-determination. A principled and consistent application of international law, the UN Charter, and relevant Security Council resolutions is essential to peace, justice, and stability. Second, sustaining peace requires more than military responses. It demands a comprehensive, system-wide approach throughout the peace continuum. We must enhance the Council's role in conflict prevention by strengthening preventive diplomacy and promoting the peaceful settlement of disputes. And our response to intrastate situations or complex crises should continue to embed development considerations into peacekeeping and peace-building efforts. This requires stronger collaboration with the ECOSOC, the Peace-Building Commission, and the UN development actors in design and implementation of mandates. The ongoing peace-building architecture review is a vital opportunity in this regard. Third, responses must be tailored to specific contexts. There is no one-size-fits-all solution. National governments have the primary responsibility for peace and development. They must lead efforts to combat poverty and underdevelopment as part of their conflict prevention strategies. And the international community and this Council must support their efforts by aligning mandates with prevention goals and through timely, coherent, and sustained engagement, especially in countries emerging from conflict. Fourth, the Council should deepen partnerships with regional and sub-regional organizations such as the African Union, the European Union, the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, ASEAN, and others, who often act as first responders in preventing and resolving conflict. Their voices and insights must be institutionally integrated into Council's deliberations. We look forward to also advancing some of these objectives during Pakistan's presidency of the Council next month. Mr. President, as the Secretary General emphasized, prevention is the best cure, and we have often said development is the best means of conflict prevention. We cannot speak of lasting peace without addressing the structural conditions that undermine development. Yet, Developing countries are being held back by unjust global economic structures. They are burdened by unsustainable debt, hunger, and worsening climate shocks. Despite their resources, despite their wealth, they are often at the receiving end of the scramble for and exploitation of natural resources that favor the developed world. Many are trapped in unfair and inequitable global systems that perpetuate poverty and underdevelopment. The world needs 4.2 trillion annually to meet the SDGs. This is achievable if there is political will. The steps would include additional issuance of and further rechanneling of special drawing rights, recapitalization and strengthening of multilateral development banks, fulfillment of ODA and climate finance commitments, equitable and timely resolution of debt crisis, fair, development-oriented trade policies, and just international taxation systems. The upcoming Financing for Development Conference, FFD4, is a critical moment to take bold, practical actions for a meaningful way forward, to keep the development engine strong and running, as the Secretary General said this morning. Mr. President, as we approach the 80th anniversary of the UN Charter, we must renew our collective commitment to its founding vision, a world built on peace, development, and human dignity. The Secretary General's UN 80 initiative offers another opportunity to build on earlier reforms, advance the implementation of the Pact for the Future, reinvigorate multilateralism, and make the UN more effective, inclusive, and responsive. We must not allow poverty to continue sowing the seeds of conflict. Building lasting peace means building societies where every individual has the opportunity to live in dignity, free from want and fear. We must set aside the geopolitical divisions, not only to arrest the downward slide, but also to reverse this trend, to join hands and pool our collective resources for sustainable peace and development.